We are now recording the October 6th, 2017 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, hello. So hot here and humid. Hot for Linda. Dennis is a little chilly.
I got my vest on.
Wow. Larry, for you? Down in Florida, how is it?
Oh, she's muted again.
Larry's muted. And Camille is hot.
No.
I'm in Atlanta.
Camille.
I'm in Atlanta.
Atlanta, okay.
Okay. And you're hot in Atlanta.
Well, it could just be me. It could be a personal hot flash. I don't know.
Happens to the best of us.
Hopefully not.
So, Dennis, what's the projection of winter weather up in your neck?
Lots of rain.
Okay. That's normal, right?
Yeah, sometimes it snows. I mean, it's always a disaster when it snows up in Seattle because no one knows how to drive in the snow.
I don't think anyone knows how to drive in snow anywhere, to be
Plus,
honest.
there's a lot of hills.
Same here in Pennsylvania where I'm at. I got a lot of hills around me, a lot of windy roads, a lot of roads that really should only be one lane and should not be going around corners, horseshoe corners.
I like my snow commute, though. That's one nice thing about working from home.
Exactly. That's exactly what I plan on doing this year. Commuting to my home.
Linda posted a picture. What was that? You had a girls' glam day or something?
Yeah.
You got all dolled up there?
They bring a photographer in and you go meet, like at a restaurant, we had a private room, and then they put makeup on you and they do your hair and they take your picture. They have a backdrop and everything.
Oh, that was...
do glam shots. I just had pictures taken more like business profile pictures. We'll see what they come out like. That picture that I posted was just taken with a friend's cell phone.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But
that was pretty good.
I had the hair done and I had makeup put on, which I don't usually do. So.
Nice.
Yeah, very good.
They were good shots.
I had kind of an interesting experience with the IRS this week.
Okay.
Something I've never heard of. You remember my client that's had problems with the client that had the bookkeeper that was stealing money from him, and
Right.
of course that's another client too. But anyway, this one, he's got problems with immigration and they're threatening to throw him out of the country in another 30 days till we get these tax returns done. Well, we got this intent to levy assets, the final notice. So I arranged, it's called a CDP meeting, collection due process. And so I was talking from someone at the IRS trying to get this thing slowed down. Turns out that he has according to the IRS, he has a valid Social Security number and an invalid Social Security number. And apparently returns have been filed, but some have been posted to the invalid Social Security number. So it looks like he hasn't filed the returns. And so the one he had the SFR, the substitute for return done, that shouldn't have been done because that was done on the invalid one. And so she didn't really understand what the difference was, but apparently if someone else is using your Social Security number besides you, that could create an invalid. But so he'd been filing the returns, and so now I got to get copies from the IRS of the ones he's filed, which are probably, I have no idea what they're going to say. So it's been kind of but I'd never heard of an invalid Social Security number in the coexisting.
I've heard of the PIN, like people that have been hacked and have a problem. They get a PIN, and you have to put a special PIN in when you do the tax returns, and when you're e-filing it, there's a special place you put it.
No, this is something that preceded. I think he's got a relative who was filing using his Social Security number, but so the returns get filed for someone else's name, but his Social Security number. But the thing is, it shows on his record that it's just a big screwed up mess.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm still working on this, trying to keep him from getting thrown out of the country.
Well, isn't that kind of in the IRS's court then? I mean,
No, it's immigration that's threatening to take away his green card because he hasn't filed his tax returns.
It's a little bit like identity theft.
Right.
Yeah. So it's.
But who's going to turn in their relative? I mean,
I'm just speculating. It seems to me he said something about his brother one time, so I'm not sure.
Would you turn in your brother if he was doing that?
No, but so I'm anxious to see what the return says because I had filed a return, but since the original had already been filed but hadn't been close to the right Social Security number, I mean, like I say, it's just a big mess.
Sounds like it.
But I'm hoping that I can get the 215 return and then file it as under the valid Social Security number.
And then you'll have 1 year down.
Well, that was, yeah. And then
and is it really his or is it the brother's that was filed? That's the other question.
I have no idea. It's like.
I had a client one time, and I'll tell you, if you're going to create a name for your business, do not use an apostrophe in your name because you can't use an apostrophe on government documents. They don't know how to handle it.
So what about all the O'Connors and?
I think it would be okay in a personal name, but in a business name. And I'm not quite sure why, but it was the DJ company. And he had 2 or 3 different corporate numbers. And his tax guy had filed the previous year's return under the wrong tax number. It was just a big mess. I didn't have anything much to do with it, but other than I made a note not to use dashes, apostrophes, or whatever.
So if somebody has like Harry's hot dogs, you can't put the apostrophe S.
Right. They have to just go Harry's without the apostrophe.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you notice names like that, that's why.
That's crazy. Well, they say 2018 is going to be a fun year because of the Equifax hack.
So, yeah.
146 million people's information and social security numbers are out there.
It's fun now.
Pardon?
It's fun now. I'm sorry. I've gotten like 4 hits to my credit report. It dropped 180 points because someone said I was in bankruptcy. I said, I'm not in bankruptcy. I don't know those creditors or anything.
Wow.
Just all kind of, and I've never lived at a house they had me living at. Like I'm going through this dispute things right now.
Yeah.
So what's that identity lock thing? Can you do that?
LifeLock, yeah, I mean, with them, I'm doing that, but I monitor my credit anyway. I pay for credit monitoring services, and then so Thursday last week I got like 3 emails. This is added to your credit report. I said I haven't done anything in my credit. I was actually going to buy a car this month, and I haven't done anything in my credit. I haven't purchased anything. I haven't done anything.
I want to do all this.
Yeah, all thing I've been doing is the lines of credit I did have. I paid off one of my lines of credit. Actually, today's my last day paying on my lines of credit, and so that was it. Like I've been paying all my credit off for my business and my personal stuff, and then to see 4 items, I said, well, who are these people? I've never had AT&T phone service.
Oh, wow. So what do you contact them and say, hey, this isn't me?
I did in a letter. I did in writing, and I sent it certified so that I could track it.
Wow.
But they have to allow 30 days, and I let them. I put a freeze on my credit reports, but I'm waiting them to take it off.
Wow.
So now my yeah, but that was like my gift to myself. So now I've got to wait because I don't want a higher interest rate.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know how it could take 2 months, but it take them 30 days to do the investigation, and then I'm hoping my credit score goes back to what it was, but I don't know.
Wow, that is insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And imagine somebody that's just on the edge.
Yeah.
You're on top of it. You're keeping an eye on it. Imagine somebody else that has no clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's 146 million people that have this problem.
Yeah. Nobody choose me. I'm making the money. I'm a small business owner.
Right. You know, I've always kind of lived with the thing, well, I'm under anybody's radar. I'm not big enough to care about. Well, that's really, you know, wow.
What you choose me for? I'm a work in progress.
Good luck with that. Good luck.
I've missed you all too, by the way.
Pardon?
I said I've missed you all. I haven't been here in a month. Yeah, I missed you all.
Nice to have you back.
Yeah.
We had fun this morning with Seth.
We did. We sure did. That was really fun. I've still got it up now. I'm comparing it with Trello and Asana, and another one for called Meister.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'll let you all know next week what I like about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I am a Trello user, and to be honest, to change to something else, even if it is better, is going to be a lot. I have checklists all set up. I have, I have my flow. I'm in my flow.
Same way with Zoho. Yeah. I mean, I can't see it. I mean, unless the amount of time I'd have to spend to get up to where I am right now with,
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm still at Misha's suggestion of using Insightly. I want to try that. I was really liking my method of Wunderlist and Trello. Trello was the details and the checklist and all the things that needed to be done. Wunderlist was the reminder that I had to do that. So to me, that was working out well. Microsoft's killing Wunderlist. They can't stand a program that is simple and easy. So they promised not to fix it. So now they're going to kill it.
I know, isn't that terrible?
Oh my gosh. They asked me to rate them. So I did put a rating and I said, please, Microsoft, don't kill this.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Camille. So I wanted to talk, I was hoping that Miss Sarah would be with us. I wanted to talk about a little bit of disaster planning.
You mean like the hurricane that's going to New Orleans?
Oh my gosh. Well, I had a different issue this week. I had a full schedule and something came up with my family and I could not be in my office. So I decided to take my laptop and my Chromebook elsewhere and see how well I was able to complete client work. Because all of my client work is actually in Dropbox. The only paper that I needed to bring was passwords, my clients' passwords. That I do not keep anywhere in the cloud. That stays in a folder for my clients.
Right.
So I was able to do it. I do know I had a test run. I am able to do it, but the thing that I forgot was a calculator. Fortunately, I had one on my phone, so I was able to use it there. But yeah, I'm going to suggest to everyone that they do a dry run should something happen, and you know what you need then. If emergency happened and you're displaced and out of your office.
Yeah, I'd say most of my stuff's on the web, with the exception of maybe Microsoft Office and QuickBooks Desktop.
Well, you should try it. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Just try working out of the office and see what happens. Now, it did take me twice as long to accomplish any single task that I did.
Yeah. Plus, probably hard to print, too.
And, well, I don't print. I saved a PDF. And that was kind of an issue, too, because my Chromebook only signs on with one user at a time. So I have to refigure out how to save to Drive, because you can't save to Dropbox in Chrome the way that you can on a regular PC. So,
that brings up a question about Microsoft Office 365. That's cloud-based, right?
Yes.
Yes, I have it.
Yeah, but the
Does-
enhanced version of the
does-
software is desk-based. I mean, Excel, not all the desktop Excel is up in the cloud.
Oh.
But what happens
Does it work?
for Office 365? Are you getting the desktop version?
You have to buy the software and it lives on your desktop, but it supposedly syncs in the cloud. And you're saying, Dennis, the cloud version is not as robust
Well,
as the desktop?
No, not with Excel desktop, I know that. I mean, they give you the desktop version, but I haven't really used the cloud that much for Microsoft Excel because, like I say, like for example, I'm not sure that pivot tables are really that robust in the cloud. I mean, it's just easier to use the desktop, because it's more robust. The function, the features.
Oh, absolutely. I'm absolutely comfortable with the equipment that I have and how things are set up, but I wanted to see what would happen if I took it out of my office environment. And security codes. How many, online apps do you have that once you're on a different IP address, they need to send you a security code? So you need to have your cell phone set up so that you can get that. You're not in your office. You're not going to get a call on your office phone. So there are little things like that that you have to think about.
Do you guys still use landlines?
I do.
I have a voice over IP as my office.
Hmm.
I left my landline for a long, long time as my fax number. And I did it for when the electricity goes out, voice over IP goes dead. You do have cell if there's cell service available. And in some emergency situations, there's not. So those situations I was able to use my landline, but something happened to it and the fax went out and I didn't use my fax for like 2 years. So I said, why am I paying for this?
Yeah, mine was built up through Xfinity, Comcast, and then it seemed like the landline went out a couple of years ago, and so I had a standalone fax, but I found that I was getting all this junk fax and it was just eating up all my toner, I still get junk, but now I have eFax. I still get junk faxes, but they're on eFax, and so I can just delete them.
Right. It's not using all your printer or paper and all of that.
Amazing how these creeps can get a hold of your fax number and they just stuff it full every morning you come in. All kinds of fax.
Well, if it's
I killed the fax machine. I
Yeah.
killed the one we had too.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
All kinds of garbage.
I have an AT&T landline. I work from home, and then I have a satellite office where I meet people. So I have a traditional phone line, but no one. Well, it's ringing now. I'll be right back.
That's the phone.
Right on cue.
That's the phone ring.
So the question I wanted to ask Dennis or whoever else may be using Office 365. Do you find that it plays well with QuickBooks or not?
Well, I don't really use QuickBooks Desktop that much, and but I, like if I export something from QuickBooks to Excel, it works fine. I don't really try to. I know they've got some things integrated with Excel and QuickBooks, but mainly what I use it for is just exporting to Excel. I don't really do anything else with it.
Right.
Because I know, like several years ago, when they first came out with 365, they recommended not to use that and to get the regular Microsoft Office for your computer.
Mm-hmm. Like I pay like $13 a month for my subscription and I've got Office 2016, I think it is. So I've got the latest version.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
I've given up on Office. I've given up on Microsoft. I don't know. Tired of having updates crammed down my throat. Tired of playing Where's Wally? Because on any given day you can wake up and not find the place that you used to go to do a task. And now instead of 5 or 10 minutes, you're now into it an hour, hour and a half, trying to do what you did yesterday in 10 minutes.
yeah.
I'm just too frustrated with that. So I do have Office, and when I do buy my new computers, I do put Office on it. But that's on my desktop, not on any of.
Gina, you got muted halfway through what you were talking.
Did you mute yourself?
I meant to mute Linda. She's on the phone.
Muted the wrong person.
Okay. That's how today's been going for me. But that's okay. Yeah. So I don't have Office 365. I don't pay the monthly fee. I just have it on my computer, my PC at home. And if I'm out and I'm on my laptop and I actually need Office as opposed to Google Docs, then I can remote into my computer on my desktop and do it there.
Yeah.
And then send it to Google Docs and use it.
Mm.
So
Yeah, you're right. Google Docs Google altogether is they've come a long way, and I guess they probably could pretty much replace Microsoft anyway.
yeah, but Excel, that's the one program that I don't know that I've ever found anything comparable to it. Other people have tried. Smart Sheets for sure, but that's a different animal altogether. And that works with or on top of Excel.
Yeah, they put a lot into Excel. I mean, so that's the main reason I have Office 365 is Excel.
Right. And even Word, I really don't use a whole lot anymore. Again, I'll use Google Docs if I need anything, but my needs are really simple too. I'm not doing, but I guess times are changing now because I don't do like mail merges like we used to and all that kind of fun stuff. Everything goes out as an attachment on an email these days.
Yeah, I don't send out any paper except for a few clients where I'll send a tax return to them, paper, but I don't really maybe.
Right. I don't send out invoices anymore. I really, my paper and envelope usage has really, really gone down. And stamps.
Yeah, I have stamps too, yeah.
So, but I still do on certain occasions. I mean, I haven't completely gotten rid of it. There is occasional, 1 or 2 occasions that I'll use it. And now at this point, if I'm even like printing a check, which I very rarely do these days, I might mess it up and put it in the wrong way because I don't do it that often.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, if you get a chance, you should try working out of your office and see how well it works for you. Plan a day to spend a couple hours somewhere.
So you had a secured MiFi spot or?
Well, no, I had a secured IP address. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm actually going to be joining something called Work Together. It's like a co-op office where I can go in and they have a secure internet. Should something happen to me and my office that I don't have electric or whatever the issue is, I can go there to that office and I'll be secure there too.
Yeah, I was thinking about if I start meeting, for say tax representation where I may want to get dressed up, first meeting with clients, maybe get one of these, rent an office by the hour or 2 hours,
Right.
that kind of thing, and then.
That's exactly what I'm doing. However, in order to do that, they're making me pay a monthly fee. But it's not a lot. It'll be like $25 a month.
Oh, that's not bad. I
And
mean,
then
is there a limit on number of hours?
they're doing it by credits. I don't know exactly what the credits mean, so
Oh, okay.
I don't really plan on using it a whole lot. But there are occasions that I do want to actually meet clients, and I don't want to do it here in my home office.
Yeah, right.
So, but I expect that to happen, once, 2 times a month would be a big month.
What I do, I normally don't meet clients. I've got about maybe 10 or 12 that are older clients that I will meet them we have like a shopping mall, Alderwood Mall, where it has a big area, like a fireplace area, and I'll meet them there. Or on rare occasions on a new client that's, gonna, like maybe someone I'm doing tax representation on, I'll actually go into their office, but that's very rare.
Right.
And my preference is to do a Zoom meeting, but some people
Oh,
aren't,
absolutely, 100%,
because
absolutely.
that way I can record it and have a record of it. And
Absolutely right. I have tried meeting people at other places like Starbucks or Linda's shaking her head. It's A, too noisy, B, not private, C, not secure. So yeah.
well, that's the nice thing about the Alderwood Mall where I go is that it's a big open area. It's like a food court. And if you go during the day, during the week, in the morning, it's not that crowded.
Right.
And so it's easy to find a spot where you're fairly secluded from other people that aren't within hearing, distance of your voice.
Well, believe it or not, there's a Wegmans around here that has an area that you can sit down and eat in, and it's like that. And I tried using that too, but if it's a public internet connection, it's usually not that great.
No, I don't do it for try to do any work. It's just to meet people and get acquainted.
Right.
Right. But you
Right.
can't really go online and show them something. I noticed that the Windows 10 computer that I have that I'm on right now, I went to a Starbucks and I run a good antivirus, ESET's NOD 32. And I'll tell you, my computer does not want me to connect to a public network. It's basically, it would not let me. I could not connect to the Starbucks network. And it's trying to keep me secure, and it's trying to keep me safe.
And by not letting you do anything.
Yeah. And so then all of a sudden, what occurred to me was I have a cell phone, and I can set my cell phone up as a hotspot. And I now have a little battery pack with me, so I can have my cell phone plugged into battery juice.
And hope that you have enough data usage.
Yeah. Oh, I have plenty. That's not a problem. I'm on an AT&T kind of
unlimited.
It lets me add it all up, so I have a lot of it. Because I'm from having used computers since the 80s when everything was so tight and you didn't get any usage at all hardly. I just am very careful with that. So anyway.
Hey, Sarah. Sarah's with us.
Good.
Hey, sorry, I dozed off.
How are you?
I actually got up and dressed, and I had to run some errands today. So.
Can barely hear you, Sarah.
Oh, sorry. Is that better?
Much better. Yes, thank you.
Are you on your iPad?
Yeah, I got out of bed, got dressed, and I had a meeting with Shamir at noon, and then I had to go out to a roofing company and try to see if I could get a bundle of shingles that'll match the shingles on my shed that got hit during the hurricane.
Right.
And then I had all these errands to do, and I just came home. So it wiped me out.
Well, I was talking a little bit about disaster preparation myself.
Right.
Yeah.
My gosh, you are the queen of it, though. If there is
I know, and now so we've got this guy that's supposed to help And we were all gonna like work together and repair the shed tomorrow, the good shed. And here comes some more storms. It's
I
supposed to-
know.
we have like serious storms all weekend. So, I mean, we're not going to get anywhere near the Gulf, but I think it's heading right for Brandon, isn't it?
Looks like it's
Where
going
is
towards.
Brandon these days?
He's on an island outside of
Sounded like he
Alabama.
was
Is he outside of Mobile?
Okay.
traveling back up into Arkansas.
Yeah, he's not even home.
Back down to Alabama again. He goes back and forth a lot.
Yeah, he's on the road constantly.
And the island is a barrier island off the coast of Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh, and he needs to not be there. Yeah, for sure.
But he made that his full-time residence, right?
I thought so.
Yeah, he left Arkansas. Hmm.
But I see on Facebook where it looked like they were traveling back to Arkansas.
Yeah.
I'm sure he
like
has
yesterday.
family there. In
Yeah, he
Arkansas.
has family and really close friends. He used to pastor a church there.
Yeah, that's right.
So you get pretty close when you're pastoring a church,
Mm-hmm.
praying for people and
Right, right.
marrying them and burying them. And um,
Well, speaking of
So
disaster protection, one of the other things I was doing this week was setting up my ACE in case of emergency. It's called, or I'm sorry, ICE.
Ice.
Yes, in case of emergency. There's
Right.
all kinds of apps on your phone that you can put. Well, the one that I particularly chose had this little like exclamation point, and I'll click on anything. So I clicked on it, and it said, calling 911 in 10 seconds. 9, 8, and I'm like, ah! Warn me before you do that.
Well, I know some of the contacts in your phone, it'll ask you who your ICE people are.
Well, actually, it was an older relative that told me this, one who is so not tech savvy.
Really?
Oh my gosh. And she said, here, I want to show you this. And she showed me her iPhone, and it's really a great app.
It's a separate app
because
even.
you don't have to worry about whether or not the screen is locked.
Right. I was about to say is that was the problem that they were having in Las Vegas was, they're trying, people trying to help people who are injured and not being able to get into their phones. What's Linda showing us?
Oh,
I have this really simple app that I made up. And when I name people, I name them and their last name is ICE.
Or it's all down in the eyes. Yeah.
No, they're actually not. The reason why is this, because, and I don't know that you can see this, but I
I
have
knew that we should, Linda.
1 ice,
Yeah.
3 ice, 4 ice. And that's the order in which you should call the people.
Oh, so they're in the top of the list because it starts with a number.
So if you search, and my phone is not locked, so if you search ICE, all these people, there's 8 of them, I think. Or at least there's 4 of them.
I don't
And
know,
they
8 people I'd call in case of
And then
emergency.
look, you can see who they
Well,
are.
mine is an app that just sits right on the
desktop?
home page.
Got it.
And as soon as you turn it on, you'll see
Look
it.
for that.
And it has the symbol. I would rather have the word ICE because EMTs and emergency workers all know now to look for that ICE if something happens. If you're in a car accident and like you're not conscious, they'll pick up your phone and they'll try and find contacts there.
What does I stand for?
In case of
in
emergency.
case of emergency.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I just searched for it in the app store and I'm getting ice cream games.
You might have to spell it out.
There it is.
This is
ICE Medical Standard.
right. This is one area that I think the iPhone is much better than Android at this
And there's
point.
another one for $2 that's with a blue icon. None of them have good reviews though. Jeez.
Yeah, see, I don't think Android is as good.
Well, I'm on an iPhone.
Well, I'll have to find out which one it is then.
One is ICE Medical Standard, which is like red, and then there's one that's, oh, here's another one. ICE in case of emergency vital person, which is like a red cross. And then there's a blue one. It's just showing 3.
I'm trying to
a lot of
think
ice cream games.
the one with the red cross.
Cream games, ice cube, games,
Lots of ice cream.
and then ice.
Hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Right, the one with the most reviews is the red.
The red cross one?
No, it's a red, like a asterisk.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I don't know any other way of checking it out except filling it out and looking at it and seeing.
So then I wonder, it says it has in-app purchases. So what does that mean?
In-app what?
Purchases.
Oh.
That's okay. They all cost something. Let's see.
Right. Nothing is going to be for free. They're going to try and sell you something.
Okay. You can upgrade it for 99 cents. I don't know what that buys you, but I mean, big deal.
Yeah, that's what mine did. Only it gave me name, birthday, blood type, and then my emergency contact, my doctor, the hospital, and I didn't think I needed anything more than and the meds that I'm taking.
Oh, even your meds.
Right.
Okay, so you could say like I'm allergic to codeine or whatever.
Right.
All right, so
right.
then, okay, so now if this thing locks, does it stay visible? Huh.
Well, you'll have to try it out. The one that I saw
okay, let's see.
did not. You did not need to. But then again, you have to think about, do you want that information readily available to anyone?
Well, that's true because it says date of birth, gender, emergency contact, health conditions, medication. Like if you really do have something serious, you'd want to have. Now, Mark has a bracelet that he wears when he rides his bike.
Right.
But you have to call the 1-800 number or something.
Oh, I
don't think it just gives anybody out your information, but that way, they can find me. So all that information is on his cycling bracelet.
But that's different than your phone. If it's on your person, somebody actually has to get up close and personal to get that information. Right. Your phone, you could leave laying on the table while you go somewhere else, and anyone can pick it up and get that information. You really want that?
All right, so for $99, it will store your vehicle and insurance-related information so you have it on hand at all times. If you're in an accident, it walks you through what to do and allows you to create and send accident reports to your insurance company.
Oh, wow. Again, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I want to be a little bit with it when I'm doing
okay,
that.
so then then it says create a lock screen image. You can also share emergency images with family and friends on Facebook. I'm moving the app. I don't know. Okay. Something else to play with.
I know. But you know what? It is important to have. You just never know. I guess I'm sounding like those doomsday preppers these days.
Well, if you
yeah, there's so much to consider.
here I've been laying around in bed forever it feels like forever. And last night I found the hour-and-a-half recording of the scanners with the police department at Las Vegas.
Oh, really?
Very fascinating.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if I could stand to hear it. I'd be bawling my eyes out.
What was fascinating was all the different personalities of the officers.
Yes.
Because you'd have the very calm ones, and then you had ones that were just, they were freaking out.
That would be me.
Screaming, medical and stuff like that. So I can envision that some of them probably have military training and some don't.
Right.
Some are probably younger than others, and a supervisor actually came on and told officers to calm down.
Wow.
Wow. Because it just, I think it was just all of us. That was in that when the shots were, just going like crazy, and so it was fascinating. But you think about any emergency situation, and if you can't
absolutely.
talk, you're
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up, preparing for emergencies. Really, I mean, you should. I really didn't like doing it because, like I said, I feel like this information now is out there for the world.
Yeah.
But what are my options? You have to weigh one against the other, just like when you're taking medicine.
You know what else you should put in there is whether you have a dog at home or a pet at home.
Oh, mine didn't have that.
I read that somewhere, is to, if you have put a thing in your, like I have one of Mark's business cards in my wallet, and I've taken a red marker and it says in case of emergency, it says number 1, call a priest. And then it says husband, and it points to, his stuff. But yeah, but I read something recently that said, now I guess that probably be more apt, if you're a single, living at home alone or something, and
Well, not necessarily though. Not necessarily. You could be married and on a business trip.
Oh, true. Or the two of you get hurt. Yeah.
Right. And you're not together. One taken to this hospital and another to the next.
Right.
And there was a couple that lost their French bulldog, but they've got it back now.
Oh, did they?
Nice.
Yeah, they got it back. Actually, they don't live very far from me. They live about 10 miles from me.
We've had a couple of accidents out on I-95 where the animals have gotten away, and you just heart breaks, because then chances are the person who was in the accident probably lives nowhere near here.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my little doggy has a chip in him, so.
Oh yeah, mine too.
But I'm not going to put a chip in me. Although I think that's next. I don't know if I would rather.
I would have.
So, and the question becomes, do we do it or not?
I considered it with my dad. He liked to walk off.
Right, exactly.
It depends,
I could see a case for that.
Mm-hmm. But see, now you can hide one of those little GPS chips or something in your kid's pocket or something.
Now that's an excellent idea. I like that, and I like what they're doing around here at the amusement parks, where the kids get wrist bracelets.
Oh yeah, they did that at Disney.
You can tell exactly where that child is at all times.
That's awesome.
Yay!
Awesome.
That is a double thumbs up for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Weird time.
You were mentioning about having to work away from home base in an emergency. You know how you can subscribe for get a VPN service?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And generally I was thinking you get the VPN service usually on your home your business computer or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
I've got one.
But if you have I don't know how that would work. I mean, if you want to tunnel back into your business computer, if you take your laptop out and you want to tunnel back into your business computer, wouldn't you want to have that encrypted or?
Yeah, we have. I'm trying to see where it is.
See, I wouldn't be able to do that without any electricity. My computer wouldn't be on, so I wouldn't.
Well, that's the thing. Where is your home computer? Would it have internet, and would it have power? See, last time I evacuated, I had to take all my computers with me for a couple weeks. But I'm trying to think of the name of this program. if I'm going to RDP into my office computer, I have to go someplace first. I wonder if I can minimize you guys and look, but I have to log into my VPN first and then log into my computer.
Oh, got it. Got it.
It's some sort of security thing through my Sonic wall.
Got it. Got it. To let you in, number one, and probably number two, to encrypt.
Exactly. So now, what's a little work now the gals are like in their Q box on the laptop. So Mark had to encrypt the laptops. So now I have to log in. You have to put in the password for the encryption first, and then put in the password.
More pass.
Now I've got client data on a laptop.
Right. If you're using Qbox, you do.
I know. So and all it takes is one wrong move, and that laptop's stolen.
Can you encrypt the hard drive?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's some sort of a.
So I know there's like hard drive passwords where you have to put in the password before the hard drive will boot up.
Right. That's exactly what this is. Yes.
They also have
Now,
services.
the thing is, it only works if you down your laptop. If you put it in hibernation mode, it's still in. So that's what happens.
So you've got to sign out then.
Yeah. So we know of somebody who did that, where he had his company computer in the back seat, and then he stopped at a restaurant or something, and anyway, came out and it's like, why did you have this thing? Why not locked in your trunk? But he got his car broken into, and he couldn't guarantee that he had, logged it off.
Wow.
I forget what all the problem was, but there was some other software that saved him.
That happened to our friend Gary Taser.
Gosh. Oh, that's right. So
yeah, he was having dinner somewhere and left his computer in his car and came back and someone had broken into it.
Oh, it's awful. Where was the thing? What was the thing on Facebook this week where somebody happened to be talking to their insurance agent? What was that? And their insurance doesn't extend to, what was it? Oh, it's like errors and omissions, but it didn't extend to you recommending hardware or software to a client.
Wow.
So if the client gets in, and actually that's what our lawsuit was about back in the 90s, was we'd recommended Real World, and they didn't like it and came back and sued us.
Wow.
I saw that too, and they said even in for integrations, if you do integrations, which you would between different applications,
right?
They say that's not covered under
it wasn't covered under her policy. She had to she had to go to a different level of her insurance. It cost her more money or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's one of those things where you have to really be descriptive to your insurance agent on what you actually do for a living.
Absolutely. And for sure you want to be covered for that.
I just want to retire.
When I win the lottery, that's when it'll happen.
Well, I'm I've been buried in TBX for trying to come out with another version with a whole bunch of new stuff in it, and it's just money going out at this point.
Wow.
So,
wow.
It'll be okay.
But you're doing new and exciting stuff.
I am, but the thing that's got us tripped up is I want to license it better. Like how Karen does with TPI.
Right.
That you buy a license, it's linked to that computer, and mine's more of the honor system.
Right.
So, and it's wicked expensive to do. Plus, that means I need a whole new shopping cart and a whole new CRM and a whole new affiliate. I want to set up an affiliate program, which means I'm going to jack the price up.
Right.
Start an affiliate program.
Well, just to cover all the costs for all of that.
Oh my
stuff.
gosh, I know. It's just crazy expensive. But there's it's people keep asking if it'll do a working trial balance. And as far as I know, there are any plans to fix this, but if you do a working trial balance in the accountant's version, there's no way to export it to Excel.
Right.
So
But I don't know. I mean, the working trial balance is for year-end work when you're cleaning up.
right. So accounting
To do
firms
your
like
taxes. So why?
Yeah.
I don't understand. To me, your importer would be if you're like starting new on a database and want to import.
Yeah. Like if I want to export, like one of the new exports will be, give me, 12 journal entries.
Right.
And make the .map file that is ready to go for TBX or TPI to read.
Right.
So one of the exports will be for Transaction Pro Importer.
Oh, nice.
Isn't that
Nice.
cool? And then I'm going to talk to Karen to see if maybe we can bundle it or something.
Right.
Like buy
Right.
the two programs together or something. And so that's one of them. And then the other one is an option to export the trial balance without any of the headers and stuff. Some people just want raw data.
And I understand that if you're
You know.
importing stuff.
See,
That's
me, I was like, well, just take it to Excel and delete it all. But, that's just another story.
right.
And then the working trial balance is the beginning balance, the debits, the credits, the net change, and the ending.
Okay. But
And
wow.
that's more of a tax. That would be more of a tax person. They like to do that.
Right. But once you're done, and you move on to the next year. And
Yeah, it's just a once a year export.
right.
I could see, but that Hector says that's his number one request.
Wow. Okay.
So I said, okay, Hector, I'm going to spend thousands of dollars to do this procedure, and it better sell.
Right. Exactly.
He said, well, bump up the price and make me an affiliate. I said, okay.
Well, there's that then.
Yeah. Because you know what? He's also, he's got a point at $100 price point. It's almost too cheap.
Right.
But, the thing is, I have so many people that are putting them on terminal servers and stuff, accounting firms. So, who knows how many people are using it, for $100. And it's like, okay, I need to
That's
get real
true.
about it.
You missed our conversation about the honor system earlier today too.
The dishonor
really?
system.
The dishonor system.
Well, part of me is like, we're accountants. We should all be honest. But, when it comes to software, if somebody can figure out an easy way to load it and use it,
They're going to.
Chances are they'll do it,
Yeah, exactly. Our conversation revolved around TeamFire. And
Team
the-
Viewer.
really?
Team Viewer.
Oh, to use the individual.
I think if you pay, it's like about $700. It's an incredible amount. It's like about $700.
Every time I see somebody say, "Oh, I use TeamViewer," and then you go, "Yeah, right."
Well,
they're probably
yeah,
using
it's free. And I said, well, it's free for personal use, but it's not free for business use where you're using
right
it to earn a profit.
Ethically, I can't do that.
I can't either.
There's
I mean,
something-
I if he wants to do that, but I'm not going to do it.
I don't know what if I was just it was beat into me as a kid. I don't know. I'm just too honest.
I use
I'm
Zoom
with you.
15 a month, so
It's kind of like, would you like everybody to do that kind of stuff, If not, then you shouldn't do it.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
no, yeah, if it was something I had created and I had a charge for it, and I said if it was personal, you can use it free, and if it's business, I want you to pay. I don't know. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say.
Exactly. Well, every once in a while I'll get a support call and I'll go, oh, and who are you with? And I look them up and I go, and who are you with?
Nothing listed,
And
right?
I go, oh, where'd you get the program? I said, you like the program? Oh, I love the program. I said, where did you get the program? Oh, my accountant gave it to me.
Gave it.
Mhm. And then what do you do with that? Do you
Yeah,
not
and I'm
support
like,
them, or do you say,
really?
give me $100 before I can
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're clueless, but still. Yeah, no. So I hate to spend all this money to protect it, but yeah, I guess I have to.
Right.
I'm gonna put all this money in it. And
Yeah,
then,
but then you'll be protected and it'll be done, and then it'll be all money that
should I
comes to
do
you.
it like per user? Yeah, there's so many different ways you can do it. You can do it by user. You can do it by computer. You know.
So does this mean if we don't already have it, we better hurry up and buy it before the price goes up?
Oh,
Prices
you know
go
I take care of my friends. That's funny.
All righty. Well, we are about at that time. Was there anything else we wanted to talk about? We didn't talk about QuickBooks hardly at all today.
But it all impinges on our business and our lives and our clients' businesses as well.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So anything anybody else would like to talk about?
Yeah, well, you know, as long as you're talking about emergencies and that, I'm thinking that, to me, the mass shooting was very close to me. And
Yeah.
people up there who died and were injured are from Southern California. And I actually know a lot of them. And I know one lady who's in one of my close groups where she was able to run away and she wasn't hit. But I'm thinking it's probably a really good idea. And this is where the Facebook thing, where you can go onto Facebook and tell people you're safe. That's really, that's something Facebook did.
That's how I found out about it.
Yeah.
Was my cousin said he was safe, and I'm like, safe from what?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, where was I? I didn't find out about it until the next morning.
Monday,
I think. And the next morning, I heard something about the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Vegas shooting, and I went, well, that's interesting. And I'm lying in bed and I just Googled it, and of course it came right up.
Right.
But it really helps to have, when you go to any event, to have a plan with the person that you're with about, because if you're going
and someone at home, let someone else know where you're going.
Right. Now, the other thing that we have out here, we're always prepared for earthquakes. So if there is an earthquake, what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to phone somebody and designate somebody in our family that's out of state. Because they don't want you on the phone within state, because they want all the first responders to have everything.
Oh, they tie up the phone line.
Right.
Out, or you can text to one person that you've designated, and then that would be my sister in Maryland, and I would let her know I was okay. And then Camille would contact my sister in Maryland to find out is mom okay, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I also have.
Now, is that something that just everybody in California knows to do?
Well, it's pretty much advertised all over the state. Yes.
Should be all over the United States.
We get a week's notice when we have a catastrophe?
Well, yeah, we don't.
Kind of hard on an earthquake.
They eventually get 5 to 10 seconds. They're trying to do a 5 to 10 second thing, and the biggest reason for that is like surgeons operating on people in the hospital and that.
Oh yeah.
You know, you want to be able to
take your hands out of somebody's belly.
The patient so they don't get thrown.
Right. Well, I also have Marco Polo, which I would use in an emergency.
Yes.
Not the phone system. And I already have my family set up there so that all I have to do is, hit the icon and hit the family. And my whole family is notified at that point.
Right. So
well, that reminds me, I need to work on family's information, because if I need to do if I have a really bad emergency, I'm not convinced I have everybody's current stuff.
Well, Sarah
has it, and you let them know. See, everybody needs to have it so that whoever gets notified in the family, they can let everyone else know.
Yeah, see, I know that if I
When it
let
gets
this one
hurt,
aunt
you
know,
can't
she'll
do
let
it.
everybody know. She keeps up with that stuff.
So Sarah, do you have your bags packed during hurricane season?
Oh, yeah.
No, not packed. But see, we've got a routine and a checklist, so I know very quickly.
Yeah.
You know, now we got slack because we went through a really dry period for a long time. Knock on something, and so the first evacuation was like, oh, okay, what, you know. But when we did the second one, it was like, you know, you just get into mode.
And the third time it was like, okay, not again.
No, the third time was like, okay, I'm an ostrich, and I'm not going to watch the news. And what hurricane?
So
I'm
much for
done.
early warning.
I am done with the hurricanes. It's not going to come this way. Forget it.
Aww.
Sarah, let me ask you.
Husband's
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
You know, Mr. Boy Scout. He's gassing up the cars.
Go ahead, Camille.
I was going to ask Sarah a question since we both live in Georgia. Do you use primarily online applications, or do you have things installed onto your computer and like they use the laptop and take it with you? Like, how do you keep your business going when you have to leave like that?
That's what we did with Matthew. We loaded QBox on laptops, and see, it took hours to get all the initial data files on the laptops.
I'm sure.
And the other thing to do is fire up that laptop every once in a while and refresh everything, because if you're not in that laptop,
Battery dies.
It'll get really behind.
Yeah, the battery runs down.
And you're doing updates when you want to be doing other things.
Updates and all that stuff. So, you know, when Irma was coming, you know, well, then Mark wanted to encrypt everything encrypting hard drives, and so he was doing that. So now we'll be more prepared. But one of the things I'm looking at with the share file is to take I'm going to isolate just current data and sync it to share file so that when they're out of the office, they have an easy way to get a copy of anything that's on our server.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Nice.
So I evacuate with a server and one workstation and a printer and I like go out the door with enough to set up the office. But when I had my emergency office, everybody had power and electricity or power and internet at home, so everybody just worked from home.
Right.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
And that's why I say you should do a dry run.
Yeah, doing a dry. Well, yeah, and so you have to make sure that you know, whatever the plan is, that you don't have to run out and find an IT guy to help you do it either.
Right, exactly.
You know, I mean, there's not many people who can pick up and walk out the door with their server. I happen to walk out the door with my IT guy with me. But
now, can you use like those external hard drives? I don't service the QB desktop. I do all online applications. Mm-hmm. But for when people do have to send things we do have to download to the computer, I try not to leave it on my computer. I try to put it in my share file. And if I do put it on my computer, I create a folder on my external hard drive that I can take with me and take it off my computer. You know, just in case I have to leave my home and my desktop is here and I have to take my laptop with me and there's nothing on the desktop that contains sensitive information.
Right.
Yeah. I try to think about that.
Because like even here, I don't like data on the workstations, on the desktops, which is really hard to do.
It is. Everything.
Say I don't put data on my desktops, but there's data in your email. There's data. You know, there's files everywhere, and sometimes I'll get like lazy and I'll just throw something on my desktop just temporarily, and then and so if somebody were to do it, we call it smash and grab or something, and break in and steal computers, I don't want to worry about having anything client related on one of these computers.
Right.
You know, so and then the server is actually bolted to the building. I mean, with the bolt cutters and all that, they could steal my server, but it's going to slow them down.
Right. Exactly.
I think probably in the near future, if not already, we're going to see a price point where we can have our server in the cloud with all of our stuff, and we'll just use our laptops as
Right. Well, Mark
terminal workstations.
Kinda
right,
like
and that's
Chromebooks.
what Mark's firm. Remember, right? Like what? A week before Matthew hit, he put his entire firm, all 3 offices, Miami, Atlanta, and Savannah, up in the cloud. Like, took all the servers up on a hosted, and you're right. Then all you need are, pretty much machines to go online.
Right.
And,
Probably
and
use a
now,
Chromebook.
when the hurricane's coming, he's not freaking out like he used to because, hey. But so I guess we have that now, but it's still so wickedly expensive.
And don't forget your passwords. Do not forget your passwords. And you could use something like LastPass or whatever, but make sure you have passwords and make sure that you have your security, however you connect with that online app, whatever their security feature is to send a PIN, make sure it goes to your cell phone and not your office phone.
Well, it has to because my office phone is a landline, so it can't go there.
A lot of good ideas. This was a good conversation.
Now I use a Google Voice. I have a number through Grasshopper and I have a cell phone, but I use a Google Voice, which you can also get text messages to as well.
Oh yeah.
And so, so I use that because I'm trying to get my phone number out of my cell phone because then I.
Yeah, I'm with you. You have to pick and choose. Like, how safe do you want to be, and how inconvenienced do you want to be?
And the Google Voice, and it'll ring to my phone. I'll get the text messages on my phone, and I have the Google Voice app, and I can, if it's in your temporary PIN number, I'll get it. I'll enter it in, and they don't know the difference. But I'm not giving my personal cell phone number out.
Right.
Unless
Nice.
Oh, you know what else we learned when we evacuated for I forget who it was.
Irma.
Years ago, that whoever I had my cell phone service with, there was about an hour and a half, 2 hour stretch on I-16 where the cell phone didn't work.
Right. That does happen.
I said, never again will I have a cell phone that will not work out here, because there is nothing worse than being in an emergency situation and you can't communicate, We actually bought walkie-talkies.
Well, that's where Marco Polo comes in for me.
That works.
Doesn't that work like a walkie-talkie?
Network.
Yeah.
It's not. It'll work on either wireless or on the cell phone line.
Got it.
We used it on the cruise. That's that app that the whole family, we all joined.
See?
It's in messages to one another because some of us had bought the internet plan, but other people hadn't.
Got it.
But we were able to communicate through this.
Right.
That's why it sounds familiar. That's the one the kids showed us on.
All the young people are using it. So, and I think it's a great idea, especially having an alternative source of doing something.
Really is. So technology can really help us out a lot.
It can, but we have to be prepared. Like, you need a plan, and I would really do a dry run because there's so many little tiny details that you don't think of, like these security codes.
Right.
That could have you dead in the water.
Right.
It's like Marco was in Atlanta and I needed something out of the safe. Something wasn't in the safe. And I'm like, where's it? That was my passport. Where's my passport? And he goes, what? This is when I was buying the car and I was trying to surprise him. And I couldn't put his name on the car without his ID. So I was just going to try to do his passport. And then I'm like, where's the passport? And he said, it's in the portable safe. It was still in the portable safe from the last time we evacuated. And I'm like, where's the key? Atlanta. You know, that's the kind of thing. I said, you know, if something were to I said, honey, if something were to happen to you, one, I didn't know where the key was. And we need a safe with a combination or something. You know, those are the conversations that we're having. That
Having gone
that
through
right
it,
there
yeah.
was that would not have helped me. I would have never been able to get into that little safe, you know.
Right.
So yeah, you have to think about all the little things. So like with our LastPass, he has my master LastPass password and I know his.
Well, that's a good thing, you know, as long as you have someone you trust to do that.
All right.
We're still being recorded, so be careful what you say.
Yeah, and I'm going to end because we're so way over time. We started late, but not that late.
Well, I hope you guys stay dry this weekend.
You too. Stay safe, Sarah.
Yes.
October is supposed to be the most beautiful month of the year here. You know?
I know.
So it's still wicked hot.
Alrighty, everyone. Have a great weekend. See you next week. Same time, same place.
Good. All righty.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.